Welcome to Football and AI episode 19. And well, if you're just joining us, or if you were with us before, and I have to apologize for the break in transmission. Network was a bit crazy at first, but I think it's a bit better now. We can only hope for the best. We complain every time about the networks in this country, but what can we say? So, Doctor, I come back to you. We were discussing. I said for some reason the first four games the AI drew blanks.
Yeah.
Were you worried?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Especially with the gung ho style of the contestants who just started, like a house on fire, three, just scores like that. And but for the last game, I think the AI could even have won last week, but the contestant came back, with that final prediction, which was fairly lucky, to be honest.
Fairly lucky, oh. Fairly lucky. It was.
I mean, two shots of
I'm telling
and,
you,
you know,
last Gaps winner from Crystal Palace gave Bella the 1 point that she
needed.
needed to tie with the AI, and it ended up having a tight contest. She got herself 5,000 naira, which she has been paid, and she
Yeah.
was very appreciative. Thank you, Bella, for joining us last week. So let me go to Brian. So Brian, I always ask everybody that comes on this show what goes into making your predictions. What do you take into consideration, Brian?
It's a tough one, because I don't have any algorithm anyways. But for me, I just look at the form of the team, look at what they've been doing, and also look at the opposition. So I try to marry
Form,
both together. Form,
form,
yes,
and the opposition.
yes.
Well, it's not any different from what we've heard on this show. Majority seem to be form based. Abi Shey, I'm correct, Abi Doctor. A lot of the responses we get have been form.
Most
Very
of them are.
few,
Yeah.
yeah, very few have spoken about head to head. A number have focused more of their attention on form. Let me look at the results of last week again and look at where one of the surprises had to be. In fact, if I had known that Jack Grealish was injured and that Villa was not going to have Matty Cash, I would not have predicted Villa to beat Leicester. I probably have gone for a draw, right? Grealish was injured, and that has also formed part of my thinking for my prediction this week because Aston Villa take on Leeds United. And of course, Liverpool Everton, we all went for a win. I think only Bella went for a draw, and the complete opposite.
You,
I went for a win. The AI went for a win. Bella went for
uh-huh,
a draw. Bella went
uh-huh.
for 1-1. So, and the exact opposite happened. Everton won for the first time in 22 years at Anfield, and Liverpool lost four straight games at home for the first time since 1923. So
See,
that's a
you see
proper
that
a
head to head
proper.
that you were talking about, like that. It was thrown away.
Oh yes, completely thrown away. The head was completely thrown away by
Uh-huh.
Liverpool's result. Now, as she was saying, he was struggling, but somehow Manchester United provided respite for the AI by finishing the game 3-1. When I saw the result, I just said, let me check my Excel. I just saw 3-1. I said, AI don't bounce back. And from there until Bella got that last gaps result with that Benteke finish in the very final seconds of Brighton hosting Crystal Palace. And that's how strange football can be. Palace, two shots on target only, and those two shots were the goals.
Yes.
Brighton
Yeah.
had
In fact,
most touches.
two touches in the box, not even two. I mean, In fact, it was
Boring.
that,
It was very
I-
boring.
if there was a football court of arbitration, I mean that kind of game should be.
Very boring. It was very, very boring.
I
But
mean,
you know the
it was-
interesting thing? Brighton set a record for most touches in the opponent's 18-yard box. 25 touches
yes.
in the opponent's 18-yard box. They set that record that day. That was how much they controlled that match up to. That they ended up getting absolutely nothing from that game. That is the real true nature of football, and it is also what makes us call it the beautiful game, because it has its way of compounding and also throwing a curveball at you that you guys are all looking in one direction. We will ensure that football the result goes the other way. So this week we have a few interesting matches coming up this week, and we'll be getting Brian's prediction. One of such matches is Chelsea versus Manchester United. I'm a Manchester United fan, and if there's one fixture that I normally don't look forward to, it is the game against Chelsea. And why is that? Because United's head-to-head against Chelsea is not the best. I think they are the only team United has a negative head-to-head against in the Premier League, especially in the Premier League era. Chelsea have had the better of that head-to-head for as long as we can remember. So, and of course, Chelsea also defeated under a new manager, went away to Atletico Madrid, and got a fantastic result. Even though you say Atletico Madrid didn't play at their home stadium, but really traveling away and getting a result and stopping. Atletico Madrid didn't even have a shot on target. I think that's very critical and showing how much Chelsea have grown in the last 8 games, especially since Thomas Tuchel took over.
Yeah.
So we'll be interested to see how that game ends on Sunday. The games are coming very, very thick and fast for the Premier League. Maybe we should just go straight into it. Jay, what changes are you looking to make this week? Importantly, I was going to ask you, Sheffield United at home to Liverpool. Liverpool, no win in 4. How is the AI going to respond to such an anomaly?
Well, it really isn't a matter of responding. It's a matter of new data coming in, new mathematical algorithm, just trying to see how the especially with the team. I mean, however you look at it, the AI is just going to look at all the results of Sheffield United this season, all the results of Liverpool this season. Where is it tilting towards? Obviously, yes, Liverpool have lost. They haven't won in the last 4. And Sheffield United have only won maybe 1, 2 in the last maybe 20 games. So at the end of the day, the AI is just going to look at the data and it's just going to say, look, from what I'm seeing with this data, this is where I think it is going to go. And obviously, it's still tilting, towards the Liverpool end. It's just math. It's just math at the end of the day, really.
It's just math. From a Manchester standpoint, last time Liverpool were here last season, they won the game 1-0. It was a late winner where former Manchester United reserve goalkeeper Dean Henderson led the ball through his legs. I think it was Zizi Wijnaldum that scored that goal, and Liverpool left Bramall with a 1-0 result. It'd be interesting to see what kind of Liverpool you get for this game, especially considering that their captain and leader, Jordan Henderson, is out for I think a month or so, and this will definitely affect Liverpool. It will be interesting to see if Jurgen Klopp decides to play 2 proper central defenders in this one. It was also good to see pictures of Diogo Jota finally back in training with the ball as well. Van Dijk, also seeing videos of Van Dijk also training, but not with the ball yet. So the news coming out of Melwood is very encouraging. So it'll be nice to see what direction the AI tilts towards this weekend. Jay, just quickly look at what you have. Do you have any potential surprises for us?
Not exactly, to be honest. Not exactly. AI doesn't. I mean, AI math isn't about surprise. Math is about data. It's about what you're feeding. It's about making sense of what is there. So I don't think there are any surprises. And the training data is going to go as far. I mean, you reeled out something at the beginning or at the top of the show when you said that Everton hadn't won at Anfield in 22 years. Liverpool haven't lost 4 games straight in since 1923. AI really wouldn't take that into consideration.
Oh, that's into consideration.
Not going to take that in. It's just going to look at what we have this season and what the data, how many based on number of shots on target, attempts, and all those kind of things, and that's how he's going to make judgments. We're just trying to see whether you remember that the whole AI versus man versus machine is to see whether using data the machine can actually predict better than a human being. So it's not to be perfect, it's just to see whether the machine can do better than a human, prediction. At the end of the day, it's not just about, it's just to see whether data can do better than emotions and human interpretation. So that's actually the goal. So when we see that at the end of the season, we'll now tally everything up and see that, okay, this season, based on this number of people that have taken on the AI has won maybe 20 something and humans have won this. They will now say that, well, we can draw a conclusion to say that, well, using data is better than using human, or the human, is still better at judging things like football predictions than the AI.
So, in a nutshell, to keep the long story short, this is emotions versus mathematics. And as we are, mathematics is on a 9-game unbeaten streak. Let's see if Brian's emotions can get the better of mathematics. Let's get into it very quickly. First game, Manchester City versus West Ham. Two teams who are in great form at the moment. City made it 19 wins. 19 straight wins in all competitions in midweek. A chance to go for a 20th straight win at home to West Ham. West Ham have gone to the Etihad before and won. I think the year they had Victor Moses in their ranks. They went to the Etihad. I think they won 2-0 that day. Che, what's the AI saying?
Well, one team is in good form, one team is in blistering form. And AI is obviously going for the one in blistering form. Man City 3, West Ham 1.
Man City 3, West Ham 1. Man City 3, West Ham 1. It's not any different from what most will be thinking. I've gone for Manchester City 2, West Ham 0. So, Brian, where do you lean towards?
I thought that Maths will come in and just evens out based on what. Because all of them are in blistering form. Okay, let me shock you. West Ham is going to win.
West Ham will win. 2-1 to West Ham. See,
yes.
Let me make you a promise. We always say this, if this happens, they do have permission.
Please go ahead.
We always say, no, let me not, because football is fun. But at the end of the show, we're going to ask you. We're going to ask you this. You tell us one particular outcome that you're 100% sure that is going to happen.
I think we can even take results as that outcome, because this is
no. See, football. Let me hear all these predictions before I come to a conclusion.
Okay, it's okay.
So whichever one you point to that you are sure 100%. If you get that one right, irrespective of whatever result we get, even if the AI defeats you, you get the money.
No problem.
Are we in agreement?
So how do you want?
No, when we finish.
Okay, so what do you want me to say?
No, just wait when we finish. So Brian has gone for a West Ham win 1-2. I like when I hear results like this actually. West Bromwich Albion Brighton, one game actually not looking forward to. I think it will end 1-1. I don't know, what does the AI say?
Exactly the same thing. 1-1.
AI 2 says 1-1. All right, Brian, are you going to
Zero
go
zero.
contrary to Brian says 0-0.
Yes.
We had a situation where we've had everybody predict a draw before for a game. Okay. I'm also going for a draw for this other one. Leeds United versus Aston Villa. Until Aston Villa show me they can play without Jack Grealish. And in my estimation, I think Martin Cash is one of the best fullbacks in the league this season. I've gone for a 1-1 draw in Leeds versus Aston Villa. What does the AI say?
I think Leeds to win 3-1.
Leeds to win 3-1. Okay, Brian.
2-1. Leeds to win 2-1 because there's no Jack Grealish.
So Jack Grealish is going for a 2-1 win for Leeds. Leeds have also done very well this season. They lost, unfortunately, on Friday night, but they picked themselves up to get a victory against Southampton, which was a resounding performance by them. Newcastle United take on Wolves. Newcastle are in terrible form. Terrible form. And Wolves are picked up lately. AI, what say you?
Newcastle 1, Wolves 1.
Wow.
How?
AI has gone for a 1-1 in that one at St. James's Park. Brian, how do you see this?
3-1 for Wolves.
3-1 Wolves.
Yes.
I've also gone for a Wolves victory. I've gone for 0-2 in favor of Wolverhampton Wanderers going to St. James's Park. Leicester City, disappointing in midweek, losing at home to Slavia Prague in the Europa League and getting knocked out against an Arsenal team who had to pull from their reserves to get a victory at home to Benfica to also make it to the next round of the Europa League. Leicester City at home, the Foxes at the King Power Stadium. AI, what say you?
Draw 1-1.
Oh, the AI has gone for a 1-1 result. I've gone for a Leicester win. I think Leicester are good enough to get a result against Arsenal. 2-1. Brian, what say you?
Okay. I think Arsenal will edge this. Arsenal will edge this 2-1.
2-1 in favor of Scotland. So that's 1-2 in favor of Arsenal. 1-2 in favor of Arsenal. Remember London Derby, Crystal Palace take on Fulham in the London Derby. Crystal Palace, the team that ensured that Bella shared the spoils with the AI last weekend with that last gaps goal by Benteke. They take on the Fulham side, who have also found some resurgence. Now they're currently just 3 points away from sneaking out of the relegation zone. 3 points behind Newcastle United. I have gone for a 1-1 draw in this London Derby. Brian, how do you see this one?
I follow you. 1-1.
1-1 as well. He's gone for 1-1. AI, what say you?
1-1.
Kai. Now, this is for sure the first time we are all predicting the same result. The same result, correct score and outcome on the show. First time ever, as far as I know. Spurs, great performance in the midweek. Put 4 past Wolfsberger of Austria. Lost their last game in the Premier League against West Ham. You'll be interested to see how Spurs respond, to see if they can pick themselves up in the Premier League against a Burnley side who are a very worrisome type team. They can cause you problems. I've gone for a Spurs win. I've gone for Spurs to win 2-1. What say the AI?
Yeah, Spurs to win 3-1.
Spurs to win 3-1, says the AI. Brian?
They don't score too much goals, Spurs. So I will just give them 2-1. They don't score too much goals in the Premier League. Yeah.
2-1 to Spurs as well from Brian. And to the big game of the weekend, Chelsea was Manchester United. Like I said, it's not one game that I always look forward to, especially United visiting Stamford Bridge. Chelsea are in decent form under new manager Thomas Tuchel. They haven't lost, looking good. Have that away victory from Atletico Madrid. AI, how do you think this one will pan out?
It's going to be a draw. At least that's what the AI is saying. 1-1.
Oh, he's also gone for a draw. 1-1. Okay, Brian, how do you see this game ending?
I see it as a high scoring match. I want to be let me
You said?
be. I see it as a high scoring match.
I didn't get that, Brian. You
I see it as a high. I see it as a high scoring match, and I'm tempted to say Man U could do a 3-2. 3-2 in favor of Man U.
Oh, 2-3 in favor of Manchester United. I've gone for a 2-2 draw. Always a tasty affair. Yes, like Brian said, there are more often than not, there are games where United and Chelsea have delivered plenty of goals. But if I was to look at it on the strength of the game earlier in the season when they played the nil draw, I probably won't have much confidence. Sheffield United at home to Liverpool. Sheffield United are also still trying to get out of the relegation zone, but then they met the Liverpool side who are their worst at the moment. But I'm looking at this and I'm following what the AI said about form and what have you. I'm going for a Liverpool win. I've gone for 1-2 in favor of Liverpool. Brian, how do you see this?
3-0. 0-3 for Liverpool. They will beat the hell out of Sheffield.
0-3. I said they'll beat the hell out of Sheffield United. AI, what say you?
0-2.
0-2 to Liverpool. 0-2 to Liverpool, according to the AI. To the final game of the weekend. Everton take on Southampton, basking in the euphoria of a shift in the power base on Merseyside. Everton have collected 4 points from Liverpool this season, 1 at Goodison Park, and all 3 points at Anfield. Their spirits are high. Saw the video after they won the derby. Hopefully, Southampton doesn't send them crashing down. Southampton has struggled of late as well. I see this game winning with an Everton win 2-1. Brian, how do you see this ending?
It's a slam dunk. 2-0.
You said?
I said it's a slam dunk. It will be Everton 2, Southampton 0.
I didn't get that result. It was breaking.
Doctor, did you know this?
He said 2-0.
2-0 in favor of Everton. All right. Okay. All right. So, AI, what say you?
2-1. Everton.
2-1 in favor of Everton. And that's our results for... Those are the predictions. As usual, the result comes out on Tuesday morning. It's interesting. Crystal Palace, Fulham. Everybody has gone for a 1-1 draw. Interesting. Brian has gone for West Ham to win at Manchester City 1-2. Interesting. West Bromwich Albion Brighton. We've all gone for a draw. AI went for 1-1. I went with 1-1. Brian went with 0-0. Brian also decided to go separate those with us. He's chosen Manchester United to win at Chelsea. And he's also chosen Arsenal to win at Leicester. I like the defined style of Brian. So Brian, let me ask you this: which one of your predictions should we take to the bank? If you get it right, you get to the 10,000 naira that's on offer, whether or not the AI defeats you or not, you get the 10,000 naira offer. Which is it?
So which of the matches are you talking
you're
about?
not talking this time.
Out of all the results,
Any of your predictions.
Yeah. Which one are you most
Which one can we take to the bank?
about? Yes.
Man City, West Ham. Man City, West Ham.
Man City, West Ham.
Yes.
We should take it to the bank.
Yes.
Ah!
In fact,
Okay.
I'm going to even make it sweeter for you. It doesn't matter what the score.
I like people that I
beats
like people that are bold.
If West Ham beats Man City, whether it is by 1-0 or by the score you predicted or by something else, you have won this week.
Praise the Lord. Yemi is
I
out.
like people like Brian.
Yeah.
Very bold. Very, very bold. Very bold prediction.
And
I
sticking
like
to
it.
his guns.
And sticking to it. This is proper sticking your neck out. Hopefully, it's not
No,
just sticking your neck into the gallows.
It's an early kickoff, so by this time tomorrow,
By this time tomorrow, we know how far.
remaining is
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, good.
Thank you very much, Brian. It's very interesting. Probably this is the boldest prediction we have had.
Yeah.
Network has started again. I think let's quickly
can
round
hear
up.
you now.
This is the boldest
can hear
prediction
you.
we have had on this show. And don't worry, by this time tomorrow we'll know how far. Brian, thank you for being our guest on
You're
Football and
welcome.
AI today.
Okay.
Dr. Lu, thank you very much. From next week, we will have Damilare joining us. Was our very first guest on this show. Is episode 20. I'm trying to work on something. Hopefully, if I can get it, it will be a very special episode of the show. So Damilare returns to take on the AI again. Who knows? Maybe the AI will still be in winning form by the time Damilare comes on, or maybe Brian would have bumped up the AI with his audacious predictions.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Have a lovely weekend. Bye for
All
now.
right.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. This weekend. Cheers.